Hey, welcome you all one viewers right now to my Disco Elysium stream. I'm just getting started, getting the game ready and all that. You probably already hear it in the background, so we're gonna get started right away. Let me just get the settings going. Let's see. Zooming that in and getting it to the side. I think that's perfect for like the corner, since I'm looking down slightly to the monitor, and it like I kind of moved it around, but it felt weird, right? Being like here or down here felt kind of weird. Although this one actually not bad, since we do have like the setup display and whatnot down there, but you see my resources with health and psyche and whatnot, so I think this is the best, most unintrusive way to go. Alright, let's get this started. This party. You do need to let me know how the audio is. I can still upload another version of the stream that I'm recording locally, and then adjust the audio, but for the moment this is what we have. For myself, I can go down to like 40% and it's fine. But we're just gonna continue. If I remember correctly, last time we were actually in, we did all of the race theory stuff, and now we can't do anything more. Only thing we can do, I notice, is talk to Kim, apparently. So I guess... Come on, Kim, we're gonna go to the side here. What do you have to say, man? Oh?
I'd appreciate it if you didn't force us into situations where I may have to shoot random civilians, because that won't get us anywhere.
I mean, that makes sense. Are you speaking up about that due to any particular reasons, or is that just a thought you had?
I'm not even sure the one bullet my chamber holds would even prick that Hulk.
Oh, I mean, he pissed you off, probably. But also, I tried to punch, and then he was like, I might have to shoot him, actually, if he does any serious damage to me personally, so I get that. No. We're gonna be the nice person here, not like the idiot who doesn't get what he's doing wrong. But he's the one trying to provoke me. Okay, I was trying to assert my dominance over him. I mean, wouldn't work anyway, even if you were strong enough, I think. But I was fighting bad, unsavory ideologies. I'm a hero. I don't know if I'm supposed to comment on that, not gonna lie. Can't promise as I might attacking him again. Alright, fine, I won't do it again. Actually, I wanna, I'm very morbidly curious what he's gonna answer to that, so we're gonna answer with two.
We are not here on some political quest. We are here to solve a crime. Don't make the situation any more volatile than it already is.
I do assume that on the other options he probably would answer the same. Right, fine, I won't do it again, I promise.
Let's think of something else.
Yeah, definitely. Like, I mean, I've already settled on that. I think the main thing we need to do is actually get some money, because money is the main thing we need to make. I still want to get into that building, but I don't know if we can actually do that right now. Because last time I failed that check with like the sheet of metal on perception. Strangely enough, on perception, despite having a very high perception stat. But yeah, if you guys know any way to actually make money, I would appreciate that. Because holy shit, that is one of the main things that concerns me, because our boy is in quite the debt, and I don't know how to make this much money till the end of like the thing. Because I smashed bottles and I wasn't paying for my room as far as I know. A foreign car, kept in good condition. Alright. What was the... Oh, literally leaving money on the ground here. Alright. Wow, 60 cents, holy shit.
A lorry stuck in the traffic jam. This big, heavy Grad-made machine is well kept for such an old machine.
Alright, we're gonna look in the window.
The windows are clear. They've been recently washed. You can see a lorryman's cabin with personal belongings, stickers, insignia.
What about the back seat?
The back end of the cabin has a small perch to sleep, large ashtrays. There are several suns and wheels sewn into the curtains.
Alright.
A book with ragged edges catches your notice. The front cover features a large, muscular man. The title reads, Man from Eamdal in the Lost City of the Pygmies.
That sounds weirdly like rhetoric, but
Racist
maybe I'm...
nationalist paraphernalia.
Alright, yeah.
Not unusual in this part of town. This is our guy.
The lieutenant nods towards the racist lord. Oh, the guy we met earlier, right? The guy, welcome to Revachol. Alright, right. Yeah, You think this lorry belongs to a tough guy?
Likely, yes. This guy's proud of who he is. Drapes it all over his machine.
So I guess I can kind of expect what stickers and insignias are on there.
The driver has adorned his space with a substantial collection of peculiar paraphernalia. Proclamations about honor, strength, and purity
Of course.
are glued to various panels.
Alright, no need to go into that. We had an entire episode of something like that. We're just gonna explore the back alleys. Can we go here? No, we can't. Unfortunate. Ooh. What's that? We're gonna steal some stuff? Yeah. I don't know if anybody's looking, right?
The small, wrinkled woman does not greet you. She nods along to something on her radio. A photograph is clutched in her hands, and there is a warm smile on her face.
It's normally not a good sign if somebody is not at least giving you some sign of recognition. Especially if you don't see that they're actively trying not to look at you, because there's obviously people who are like, they don't want to bother you, or they don't want to be bothered by you, right? If you are somebody who's maybe intimidating to them, or you look like trouble, they might be like, okay, don't look at him, or something like that, but I would not expect this to
The photo,
to be a normal
ambrotype
reaction.
from the turn of the century, as golden as her smile.
Ambrotype. I'm just trying to figure out what ambrotype means, but can't really pin it down.
It's the warmth of a winter night's fire. Maybe she could give you comfort and shelter, some cigarettes and food money. Maybe she's your...
Oh god, Inland Empire, what are you doing? Are we supposed to just fucking... Alright, Grandma?
Nothing. Her smile just keeps widening. Her hair is grey like lead.
That, by the way, that artwork, holy fucking shit, that looks so amazing. She's like the hair that's going past her, right, in the wind almost looks like she's blowing out cigarette smoke. Or maybe it is. Maybe that's like the hair just going into the cigarette smoke, basically, and we are supposed to interpret which is which. Excuse me, ma'am, I'd like to ask some questions.
No response. Wherever this woman is, your words fail to reach her.
This might be a mistake. Snap your fingers in front of her face.
Wait,
The lieutenant stops you before you can snap.
she's just a distracted old woman. Better to leave her alone.
Why, though?
Why? I just told you why.
I mean, I can't blame Kim for being annoyed, which is incessant. Just we're the detective, right? Don't leave any stones unturned. What the hell is that? Wait, you giving me like a greasy old shirt? Okay. Alright, let me see. Tank top, gym vest, reeking of sweat. This sleeveless shirt is the best choice if you're not afraid to show off your masculine upper body and that hairy chest. Hell yeah. We fucking need it sometimes. Maybe at some point when we actually... That's the problem. You're wearing specific clothes, right? And they give you certain stat bonuses, but you never know in which situation you're gonna get yourself into. So unless you kind of see the danger coming, you can't switch your clothes to actually give you more. So you kind of have to hedge your bets and see what's gonna give you the most advantage in the most of situations, I would guess. Oh, there's something. Ruins full of snow. No one lives here anymore. Oh, that is sad. Oh, this is that statue, right?
Stands in the middle of the traffic island, pointing toward the sea. It looks as if it's been reassembled piece by piece, secured and mounted in the air with the aid of numerous ropes and rods.
I don't get how that works. Honestly, I don't get how that works. I mean, look at that. It's like... It almost feels like this wouldn't work in a way, right? Like you almost need like a balustrade or something, right? You know what I mean? I think that's the right word. But... I mean, I guess it works. Who is this?
A silver plaque on the statue's pedestal reads, I am Philip III, the Squanderer, the greatest of the Philippian kings of Revachol, son of Philip II, the opulent, father of Philip IV, the insane.
You Targaryen or something? Like the insane? Okay. We have a pretty high chance on this.
Even by the standards of the Philippian kings, old sumptuous Philip was known for his profligacy.
Wait, I'm sorry, what is profligacy again?
Well, he blew through the whole national treasury, starting the decline of one of the penultimate century's greatest superpowers, the suzerain of Revachol.
Suzerain as in... No, but that would be sultany. All of these words, honestly... I read a lot, but what the fuck is a suzerain?
His own maladministration foreshadowed the fall of the monarchy. During the anti-centennial revolution, an end to his family line and the monarchy on the Insulindian Isola.
Alright, so the Insulindian Isola is where we are, right? Where Revachol is located. And the anti-centennial revolution, that means before the century, right? Because anti, which is like preceding something, and then it's centennial as in century. So it's anti-centennial revolution. We already had that, I feel like. In my head, I kind of something clicks that I've already kind of explained that in some other dialogue option. His own maladministration, right? His like absolute wasteful way to administer the country foreshadowed the fall of the monarchy during the subsequent revolution, an end to his family line and the monarchy on the Insulindian Isola. Alright, how did he manage to blow through the entire national treasury?
Stories have it that he had his bedroom converted into a treasure chamber, where he stored unfathomable wealth. Krugerrands, bars of gold, ornate weaponry, armor, and various chalices.
Bro was just like, let me hop out for a bit to the city, I'm gonna buy something, takes one of his bars of gold with him. I'm sorry, what?
He called it the Sol Aurum. It was obscene. There were whispers he slept on a huge pile
like a dragon?
of feathers, like some obese dragon, instead of a bed, like a normal person.
I mean, that would be funny, but it will also be super, super uncomfortable, so I'm not sure if that isn't just a rumor. I would like to sleep on gold. Hustler style. The king is the king and he can do anything. That sounds like something people would be told in a monarchy, right? Something like a little fun rhyme for the children to learn. Wait, really? There's no way that's true. Yeah, I don't think that's really true, right? It's like an exaggeration, kind of like a fable or something. A way to kind of shove somebody into a certain archetype, so you can be like, ah, yes, this guy is bad, right? He was absolutely wasteful in all of these things. Maybe he was just very bad at administering, or he was a lazy fuck, or all of these things are true, but not to that extent, right? I can imagine that is probably the most, the most likely thing. A deplorable farce. No wonder everything went to shit. Nah, there's no way that's true.
But wait, you haven't even heard about his fabled cocaine addiction.
The what now?
You see, old Philippe wasn't just good at squandering the national treasury on gold and ceremonial weaponry, he was also a prodigious snorter of nose candy.
I mean, we know what nose candy is. This is a lot to process. So he was addicted to nose candy. A bloated druggie? I'm sorry. Have we looked in the mirror lately? Yes, we have. Alright. This is a lot to process.
His Majesty's courtiers said it helped him connect with the higher realms.
Ah, yes, of course.
That's what the revolutionaries said 150 years later, right before they emptied out the royal mausoleum and dumped His Majesty's mortal remains in the Insulindian Bay.
Like I said, history is written by the winners. That's how it is. By the way, how are you doing? I decided to stream on YouTube this time because Twitch... I feel like, first of all, obviously not a lot of people are joining on a first-time stream. But also, when I stream on Twitch and like 99% of my audience is on YouTube, making the transition isn't all that easy. So I guess I'm streaming a couple of times on YouTube. Maybe even do like a dual stream at some point if I can manage to do it. Don't know if my connection is good enough for that. But yeah, and then I guess we'll make the jump to Twitch at some point in time, because I really want to do some stuff at Twitch, because Twitch feels like it's more of like the streamer home, and also it's like an outside thing, so in case my YouTube gets kind of blown to pieces, I can always just hop on the Twitch stream and be like, hey, how you doing, right? Okay, where's he buried now, by the way?
Beneath the cold waters of the Insulindian Bay, thrown there by the revolutionaries after they cleaned out the royal mausoleum.
So they didn't get him again. Alright, I mean, figures, he'd probably be washed away or whatever.
The original was blown apart by communards, then further damaged during the landing of the coalition's airships during the turn-of-the-century revolution, when Martinez was leveled.
Ooh, okay. So the communards were the revolutionaries, right? Like in the in the pre-century revolution. And then the coalition was those people who invaded because they didn't like what was happening on the insula. So that is then when Martinez got leveled, which is insane considering that it looks pretty okay-ish right now. I mean, obviously there's a lot of mess right now with like the lorry jam and whatnot, but it looks pretty well. Like, I mean, obviously it doesn't look like a rich quarter, but it looks okay, I guess.
Most historians think the coalition's hasty landing may have ultimately saved the statue. If the communards had more time, they would have reduced it up to even finer pieces.
That is a lot of resentment. Who restored the monument?
Some years ago, a group of liberal, artistically inclined individuals, designers mostly, thought it would be ironic to restore the statue of the most wasteful ruler of Revachol in the poorest part of the city.
I don't know if anybody appreciates the irony.
The statue is supposed to capture the moment it was blown apart, like an instant frozen in time, a rare butterfly trapped in amber, floating on a sea of shit.
Oh, so it's supposed to stay this way, so that they don't like... Okay, I mean, I guess this is a piece of history, right? Like some painting of somebody being... like something being blown apart. That's brilliant. So funny and nihilistic. That's such a bad idea. I really don't get art. No, we do get art, actually. We have very good conceptualization skills.
People in Martinez tend to disagree,
I thought
as
so.
do many prominent art critics and thought leaders with more nuanced social awareness than the young ironists.
Honestly, though, we need the young ironists. They're free, right? They're more creative. Right? They seep in creative juices. They're not like confined to whatever right sensibilities they're in.
Those critics might have it wrong, though. There's more to it than just ironism, but you can't say what precisely. Perhaps this art mystery will be solved at a later time?
Maybe it will. Maybe in this game even, I don't know,
Philip
who knows?
III, the Squanderer, however, with his bronze face up in the air, doesn't seem concerned about what the hoi polloi think of him in death.
Well, I mean, he probably wasn't concerned in life, and now he can't be concerned anymore, so...
Not that he ever did in life, either.
I'm literally writing the game. I'm literally writing this game. Holy shit, can YouTube stop popping up when I go check for the stream? Kind of going on my nerves. Alright, is there anything else here? Because if there's not... Oh! What is that? A huge slogan, Humanox, covers the truck. I guess Humanox might be some kind of company? Yeah, looks like it. And this is like Wild Pines, right? Those were the mercenaries who are working here. And that's our dude. We already talked to you, dude. So we could check out the corpse again. It's like 1628. I think we're gonna go down the street and see if there's anything we can do here. I need some fucking money. Anybody know how I can get money in this game? I would really love to get some money. Oh. The damage looks like it could have been caused by an earthquake. Ooh. We have earthquakes? I mean, it makes sense since we're on an insula, right? Like Japan, for example, is like a very tiny little island, and it has a lot of earthquakes because there's a lot of like also... I mean, the plates. The plates, it makes sense. This book has a rose, a pistol, and a half-naked dame on its cover. Oh. A rose, a pistol, it looks like an action flick or something, right? Hollywood. Also, by the way, I on the cover stands a very muscular man surrounded by flames. That is the action flick. Yeah, I realized that there's some micro stutters here, so if that's the case and you see it on the final footage or in the stream, you do let me know. A book about Partey. What the hell is Partey? Book you don't really understand what it is about, nor does it seem important. A book about Bordero culture. It promotes freedom and roaming upstream. A book about the future. The government reads your mind using radio technology. Alright, cool. 1984 style. Not completely, 84 never had mind reading as far as I know.
Hello, sir. Step right in. The store is open.
A young girl with chubby red cheeks waves at you, smiling. Her nose is red from the cold. Hello. Hi.
Are you interested in a new and exciting book?
She stomps her feet to feel warmer. What kind of store is this anyway? I mean, I know it's a bookstore, right? It's like crime, romance, biographies, and famous people.
It's a bookstore, sir. We sell books, postcards, and some board games. It's called Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People.
And I mean, cool. Weird name. It's a little bit long, right? It doesn't roll off the tongue, but whatever.
Whoa. Hold your horses, little girl.
What is a... I'm sorry, what? Shouldn't we know this?
That is a book. They have stories inside them. It's like someone told you a story in a really long letter.
She points at the stands. Yeah, I mean, stupid question, but I'm always asking the stupid questions. What's a postcard?
A postcard is a small cardboard picture. You can write a few words on the other side and send it to your friend or beloved.
She is unfazed by your questions. She would consider it impolite to point out any perceived weirdness.
Thank you, empathy. I see that our choices are already paying dividends. What's a board game?
Board games are like little games on a table, made to pass the time. There are several different ones, but sailors here mostly buy cards.
I would imagine. Interesting, thanks.
My pleasure. Anything else you'd like to know?
What a polite little lady. Is it okay if I ask you some questions?
Okay, sir. I'll try to answer any questions you have. I hope they're about books.
Not quite. What is your name?
My name is Annette, sir. My mum, her name is Plaisance. She owns the store. She's inside minding the register or organising the stock.
The girl gazes at the window, then suddenly jolts, her eyes wide as if recalling something.
Feel free to step in and browse our wares.
Right. Gotta contribute to the family business. And you're standing out here in the cold because?
I'm signalling that the store is open. Otherwise, people might not know. They'd miss out on the crime, romance, and biographies of famous people.
Might they?
A sudden gush of wind turns the pages of the books on the counters. She covers her face, smiling. But she's cold.
You're cold. Can I help you in some way? I should have a word with the store owner, maybe. Such a good trooper you are. Already learning the value of hard work. Pat her head. No, what are you doing? Don't encourage this. I could help by brutally dismantling the free market. I mean, kind of out of pocket, but okay. It's so tempting to always choose the meme options, right? Like the absolutely batshit insane options, but I want to also take this a little bit serious, so I'm kind of torn most of the time. You're cold. Can I help you in some way?
Kind of you to offer, sir.
She doesn't know what else to say.
What could you do to help her anyway?
Should have a word with the store manager, maybe.
Oh, no, sir. I'm happy to help Mum by luring in customers. Besides, I have some hot juice in my vacuum bottle to keep warm.
She stands upright and smiles like a little soldier. I mean, you're really doing your part, and I appreciate that, but you being cold is not really a solution. Shouldn't you be at school or something?
I do my studies at home at the moment. I have to help Mum keep this place running.
See, another element of this, right? She's not in school, she needs to help with it. It's nice if she helps, right? And maybe you'll learn a little bit of responsibility. It's not a bad thing, right? To have like a little side job as a teenager, as a child or whatever. But you should really be focusing on your education and on being a kid. God damn it. You're only a kid once. Isn't going to school more important than this? School is stupid. You're lucky not to be there. No, school is not stupid, people. Don't go to school, please. I mean, yeah, sometimes it's annoying. Yeah, sometimes you'd rather do something else. But honestly, you learn so many interesting things in school. Things that could really be useful in the end. Not all of them, certainly, depending on your interests and whatnot, but the more options you have later on, that's one of the things that I'm like, there's a lot of things that I, back in school, didn't pay attention to, and now if I want to get into anything that requires that, right, anything that I'm like really interested in, like, hey, that would be a really cool thing to do, I need to learn all of these foundations again. And it's so much harder to learn when you're an adult, right? When you're a kid, when you're a teenager, you still have so much neuroplasticity, right? So much like your entire brain is still developing, new neurons and synapses, new connections are being made daily. That's why it's so easy if you start early on to learn instruments, right? I mean, it's not easy, right? You put in a lot of effort, but the point is, in comparison to when you're older, you can still do it when you're older, right? If you have the motivation to do so, you're gonna be able to do it. Definitely. At least if you have like moderate intelligence, right? But it's gonna be a lot easier if you're a child. That's just how it is. Yeah, isn't going to school more important than this? Also, what is school anyway? Bro's just asking, what are books? What are postcards? What is school?
Mum says it's necessary to do both because it builds character. Mum says a proper worker is dutiful. That's how you get ahead in life. You succeed.
But you're not in school. She's saying you should do both, but you're not in school.
There is stress and unease behind these words. She's reciting etiquette.
Yeah, that's been drilled into her. How's the business going?
Mum says it's peachy. She was a little afraid at first. There's talk about this house being cursed.
Behind her, the window has been boarded up. You sense the boards creaking, twisting for a second, and some kind of doubt in her tense shoulders.
Good to hear that it's going well. I'm sure there's nothing to worry about. Cursed? In what way?
Cursed in the way that makes them say that no business has ever really thrived here, sir. That they all go...
bankrupt. Or SF. Bankrupt, probably.
Exactly. But we've been doing fine so far.
This sounds rather serious. I should probably look into this. Narrow your eyes and look through the creaking boards on the window.
We can go into the bookstore and ask about the case. But I don't see much more to look into here.
The lieutenant makes a note in his notebook.
Yes, please do look at our wares inside. The postcards and board games you asked about are also there, sir.
Thank you. Does that remember our conversation from earlier that we actually asked about that? That's pretty cool. But what I'm wondering here is maybe somebody keeps running people out of business, right? Like kind of doing some shady stuff to scare them off and then they're all leaving, right? Or customers are leaving because of that. So there could be an actual case behind that, like Scooby-Doo style, basically. It's like, wait, there wasn't a ghost. It was this random guy who was dressing up as a ghost. And he would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for this drunk detective and his sidekick. What do you know about the other failed businesses? How does this curse manifest itself? Yeah, I think we want to keep digging into that.
Nothing really, sir. Mum doesn't allow me to sneak around in the back rooms or the cellar. I don't really know what's there.
She looks a bit disappointed. Yeah. Guess she wants to have an adventure, maybe. How does this curse manifest itself?
It does not manifest itself in any way. It does not exist. I liked it better when we were talking about whether it's appropriate to stand out in the freezing weather.
Kim, shut up. But Kim, the plasmic manifestations.
No such thing.
The lieutenant stands at your side, stern and serious. Okay, Mom.
Anything else you wanted to talk about, sir?
Enough about this curse for now.
Maybe I can tell you about some of our books instead.
This crime business, what is romance? I mean, we can ask that, but we'll move it along, right? Do let me know if I should sometimes just ask every question, or if we should just get along at some point in time and stop asking stupid questions. Who are these famous people? Okay, yeah, okay, I'll say see you around, Annette, but maybe we can talk to the mom and talk her into getting her inside, actually. Because that sounds like she's been standing outside there for quite a while, so... Alright, cool. Nice little bookstore. We're just gonna mind our own business for now. Gift books and molten candy. Old sports magazines tucked away in a dark corner. Ooh, yeah, I forgot that I can actually just use the arrow keys. That's cool. The book collects the national recipes of Arda. They are all about lake trout. Lake trout. Sorry, fish. Got it.
Welcome to Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People. My name is Plaisance.
The clerk extends a greeting.
Be welcome, and please take responsibility for the energy you bring into this space.
Energy. Before we go on, you seem to be well off enough. Can you give me some money? We are not begging for money right here, okay? Unless Chad says so. So are you the owner of the store?
I am. The proudest owner of our little shop of culture.
Her voice is high-pitched as if to give it more penetration. I think you have too much penetration. Pause. What if we want to buy a book?
Then why are you talking to me? Everything is on the shelves to browse. Don't you feel compelled to buy anything? See those shelves there? Go. Be drawn.
She fiddles with her pendant and weaves her bony fingers directly at you. Well, lady, you're not a good salesman, aren't you? Are you? Or saleswoman. Feels to me like you're not selling me stuff, you just want to shoo me away. That's not good for business, I assume. So what types of books do you have?
Everything is on the shelves. Take a look yourself. The shelves compel you, don't they?
No, they don't. They really don't. Alright, I'll take a look then.
She smiles and nods, seemingly relieved.
The girl outside mentioned that this place is cursed. No, your daughter is the one standing outside the store, right?
Annette, yes, my daughter. I hope she wasn't slacking off again with her nose in science fiction. Tell me, was she at her post doing her job like a proper girl?
Doesn't sound very grateful. No, she was definitely... Oh no, we're not gonna throw the kid under the bus. Doesn't matter, now tell me something else. No, yes, of course.
Wonderful. Did you talk to her?
Yes.
Great. On a scale of 1 to 10, how compelled were you to buy books after talking with her?
Not at all if you're treating her like that.
Her opinion of her daughter depends on how well she lured you into the store.
5, I felt some interest. 1, not impressed. I'm not going to grade a human being. I don't do that.
Come now, it's not personal. It's about proper sales practices and market research. I expect an answer.
10, she's certainly very polite and helpful.
My precious, her dedication brings joy to my heart. If you have children, I hope they turn out as great as my Annette.
See, that's the issue. That's the issue. Like, I talked about this, like, I think in a lot of reactions. I don't know in how many, but in ReZero recently, right? She is basing her entire appreciation for her daughter on how she performs. So you see how wrong that is? I mean, yeah, it's great to be proud of somebody, right? It's great to be like, hey, my son can do this, my daughter can do this. It's amazing, right? My daughter's studying whatever, right? Medicine. That's cool. But don't base your entire like the entire positive feelings you're giving her, the entire way you praise her in front of other people, base that off of what they have done. Because all that makes them feel if they witness that is that they are only worth as much as the things that they do. And that's not true. Like, you are important as a human being, okay? You are important. It doesn't matter what interests you have, right? I mean, as long as you're not harming anyone, right? It doesn't matter. Even then, right? You're working like in psychology and therapy, you're working a lot with people who have done bad things in the past, who have made mistakes, who have done maybe damage to other people, right? Or to themselves. But you need to judge these actions independently of how you judge those people as individuals, because they exist as individuals with real feelings, with real experiences, and that has nothing to do with what they stand for in the world sometimes. Or not nothing, but it is way too complex to actually put both in the same category and then judge people based on that. Especially if you're a family member, right? If you do have somebody and you don't like a certain thing they're doing, that doesn't mean I need to base my entire appreciation and love and affection I give them on that one thing that I don't like them doing, right? It's kind of reducing your self-worth to a point of like one single thing that you stand for in life, and that's not okay, because there's so much more to you. You're so much more complex as an individual. If you have some loved ones, children, whatever, right? Siblings, parents, make sure that you appreciate them beyond just what they do for you, right? Or what good they do in your eyes. It's not easy, right? It's not easy because this is the way we were partially raised to function as a society, because our society is trimmed on efficiency, on just lifting up and showing off people who are very good at certain things or get certain achievements or have a certain status. But there's more to life than that. The way you're handling her strikes me as wrong, and that is quite the trooper. She's a great value add. I'm here to dismantle the free market and abolish child labor. Oh no. We can't do this to Kim. We can't do this to Kim. Okay. Yeah, the way you're handling her strikes me as wrong.
Mind your own business, sir. In our society, people don't get to tell each other how to raise their children. It's none of your or anyone's business.
It really isn't. She's kind of right, but at the same time, you can't just sit by and see this happening.
Denial is the way she copes with criticism.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, we can say it. I'm here to dismantle the free market and abolish child labor.
You must be kidding. There's nothing like that happening.
Depends. How much do you pay the kid?
Good, sir. What does a young child do with money anyway? No, I save it for her as a fund. She's securing her financial future out there.
Is she?
Such criminal behavior would not happen in more developed countries.
In some more developed countries, this sort of thing is 2 felonies: child labor and slavery.
Those countries will realize they've raised a lazy and spoiled generation.
Ah, yes.
Are we done with the jokes now?
Yes, we've had quite enough fun here. Right.
The lieutenant taps his foot. Okay, let's change the subject.
The woman before you scans the store, her shoulders rigid and tense. Every now and then, she nudges her glasses.
The girl outside mentioned that this place is cursed. I don't know how that reflects on the net.
Cursed? Who said that? Annette? I will have a word with her. This place is not cursed. It has a robustly magnetic energy. Good for commercial activity. My business is thriving, sir.
Oh, okay, so we do have the coping mechanism in here as well, right? Everything is fine. Everything is peachy. Oh, yes.
What in God's name is she talking about?
I mean, but I can't really do anything else, so farewell now, book peddler. Didn't check that out yet, I guess.
A small mountain of colorful board game boxes. There are numerous types of games for all ages. A lot of shelf space seems to be taken up by Wirral-related merchandise.
Wirral. Look through the pile of Wirral-related
An endless
items.
variety of source books, lore books, and codices litter the table. The topmost book is titled Welkin Compendium, 2nd edition.
So Dungeons and Dragons,
There's
basically.
also a large hardbound tome with intricate cover art, The Hunters of Catawak, Boreal Creature Compendium, and a pick-your-path adventure gamebook titled Tales of Wirral, Cavern of Velkrag.
Cool. Sounds very Nordic,
Books
I guess.
in a board game section? Who wants to read books?
Anything that really
There's
catches
a
my
box
eye.
that says Wirral, 3rd edition Mega Setting Supplements Module. The side panel notes, a fantastique adventure board game, new maps and miniatures. A sticker on it displays 25 real.
I have all of 2 real on my name.
That price is steep, but then it's the 3rd edition Mega Setting Supplement, so it makes sense.
Yeah, of course, mega. It's in the name. Storekeep, what board games do you have here?
Wonderful wonderful board games, sir. The Viticulturist is a classic for sure, or perhaps you'd like Archipelagos of Insulinda, a very educational game for those interested in geography.
Okay.
Raubritter is a fun game of economic competition, but can get quite intense after a while. We have games for the whole family. You can play with your children.
Oh, I don't even know how to translate Raubritter. Because it's a German word, right? Like, I guess Stealing Knight, it's not the real translation. I know there's an actual name for that, right? Mercenary? I don't know if it's... I don't think it's mercenary in that way. And that is an actual term, but I might have to look it up.
Who play board games with? Do you have friends or family?
Wow. I have children? A family? Question mark?
It certainly feels like whatever you are will die with you.
Oh no, we just hurt ourselves. Okay. No, we're not gonna go down this train. Yes, kids, friends, chicks, I have all of those.
Then you're a lucky man, officer. Children are the greatest of treasures.
She fiddles with her pendant, thinking.
For playing with friends, I'd recommend Suzerainty. It's a civilization building game where you build a civilization, then set off to brutally colonize and repress other civilizations. It'll cost 12 real.
So basically a Civ game, yeah. I mean, we do love those. So what about all these viral things?
Lousy auras there. No, role-playing games are popular among those types. You know, who are into those kind of things. Personally, I don't like it. Not at all.
Ah, yes. Scum of the earth.
I've heard they turn people into occult enthusiasts. That they have rituals.
Satanists.
Where they try to summon entities. Highly immoral stuff. You can still buy them, though.
Yeah, of course. Highly immoral. But I'm gonna sell them anyway. Sounds good to me. Alright, nothing that makes us money. What the hell is happening?
The display rack is brimming with worn paperbacks featuring an extremely muscular, sword-wielding barbarian on the cover. Nearly all the titles contain the word Hyamdal somewhere.
Hyamdal. Look through the display books.
Rows and rows of Hyamdalamen blur your vision. You make out some titles. Man from Hyamdal and the Mammoth Riders. Man from Hyamdal, Return to Hyamdal. And the solipsistic Man from Hyamdal and the Hyamdal Man.
Oh, of course. Gotta need one of those. Good God, how many are there?
Maybe 100. Man from Hyamdal and the sages at the end of the world. Man from Hyamdal and the false god. Man from
it's like a mystery series
and the
or something.
Scorched earth. Man from Hyamdal, the Hyamdal colonies. Man from Hyamdal and the swamp beast. Man from Hyamdal and the snow crabs.
I can't help but notice, I think Hyamdal is kind of a region that is supposed to be like in like whatchamacallem, Meathead or whatever, right? The big guy. Like, in his theory, wouldn't they be like one of the superior races or whatever? So that might be like one of the nations that considers themselves better than the others. But I'm not sure. Is that all?
Not even close. Man from Hyamdal in hell. Man from Hyamdal and the forest of slaves. Man from Hyamdal under the lake. Man from Hyamdal, Hyamdal burning. There's even The Trial of Death, a pastoral combat gamebook set in the world of Hyamdalaman, and so much more.
Pain threshold medium. Do any of these books call out to me? It's a white check, so I guess we'll try it.
Nothing of interest. Only silence and the cosmic background pain radiation.
Storekeep, tell me about these Muscleman books.
Oh, Man from Hyamdal. A very popular series of adventure novels. They're awfully immoral and violent books.
Why are they so popular?
Blood and violence, scantily clad women, epic
Of
narratives,
course,
all
of course.
those mystical things he encounters, they're bound to grab those with little imagination and nothing to do.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to you, Shonen Bros. Sorry, I'm just kidding. Okay, I'm just kidding. Sounds good. Which one should I start with? That doesn't sound like something I'd be interested in. Does it sound like something we are interested in? You know what? Why not? We need to understand those people, right? Who like these things.
What does it matter? They're all the same. However, the customer is always right, they say.
That is true, lady.
If you're a novice of the series, I'd recommend Hjelmdalaman, the man from Hjelmdal. It's supposed to be a good introduction to the series.
Feel like this is like my comic book experience in a nutshell. I'm like, this might be an interesting series. Where do I start? And then it's like, you ask 5 different people, they tell you 5 different answers.
These shelves are overburdened with books from the same series. You see the name Dick Mullen over and over.
Wait. Weren't we called Dick Mullen earlier? Just as a joke? Alright, what is all this crime fiction?
Oh, crime, robberies, murders, even sexual crimes. We're fortunate to have Dick Mullen and his stories to sort all that out. You're a police officer, apparently. You should buy all
Of course, we should buy all of
really
these.
Do teach a person how to be a proper detective.
I'm sorry, you don't know me, lady. I am super cop, okay? Listen to me. I am super cop. Look through the display of books.
Crime fiction is a disgrace. An asinine misrepresentation of the physical attributes of the arduous everyday work of actual police officers.
Alright. It's an exaggeration of the job, a glorification of the job while sweeping under the rug all those boring and nasty parts of the job.
These books greatly overstate the excitement of police work, glossing over how long it takes to actually follow up on leads and eliminate dead ends.
This is very meta, not
What's
gonna lie.
more, they completely ignore the psychological hardships of year after year coming into contact with people during the worst days of their lives.
True, right? There's a reason why in like psychological narrative, when we learn about trauma, for example, right, a post-traumatic stress disorder, and as a medium of that trauma, incidents, events in life that can be traumatic, that actually one of the specific extra definition criteria is that being repeatedly exposed to the trauma of other people, right, or to traumatic like stimuli in everyday work can be like one of the ways to actually receive trauma as well, right? So if you're a first responder, if you are somebody like a homicide investigator, that is, especially when it's like children or whatever, that is gonna be nasty on the psyche, right? This is like a lot of stress, a lot of like, you're at the precipice of moral quandary, of like nasty human behavior, of like the worst kind of behavior that you can think of, and to be exposed to that on a daily basis can be extremely damaging. And there's different ways to deal with that, right? That's why in a lot of fiction, but also in a lot of reality, you do find people who are in those kinds of jobs to drink a lot or to have some other vices, right? To smoke, to gamble, to right, or maybe just to morally decay as well, or to be very, very, very unaffected by these things, because over time you just learn to distance yourself. That is a reason why people who are very close to dead bodies often, or horrible crimes, tend to have like a very dark sense of humor, because it's a coping mechanism to actually deal with everything that's happening on a daily basis, right? And obviously a person who's like who is a family member of a deceased person would find it horrible if you, as an investigator or whatever, joked about something related to a crime, to that crime, right? If it was a crime that happened there. But they're also just thinking about their own emotions They're not thinking about the fact that the people who are on the job on a daily basis, they see that on a daily basis and need to find a way to actually make it not be as real to them. And that doesn't mean that you can't turn it off and actually take something very seriously, but it makes it easier, obviously, to switch into the wrong mode and take something not as seriously, or take something just as just another job. And while that helps you on a psychological level, it might lead you to behave in certain ways that might not be appropriate to the situation. So it's very hard to kind of just, to regulate that, even as like a normal, healthy human being. But yeah.
Not a single mention of all the stress this work creates upon the officer's family.
Oh, that too,
Detective
right?
Fiction just doesn't tell the truth at all. Now, would you like a list of all the books found on the shelf?
Sure thing, but before that, actually that might tell us something about us, right, as a character. When we think about these things, all of these things are stuff that pops in our head, right? Encyclopedia gives us all the knowledge we have. The narrator is basically just a meta-narrative of what's going through me. So that kind of tells me that maybe we had problems with, like, family, right? Our detective life kind of was so straining on the family that now we don't have a family anymore. For whatever reason, right? There can be different reasons. Sure thing.
You see, Dick Mullen on the job. Get me Mullen.
Get me
The
Mullen.
Stalwart Adventures of Richard P. Mullen. Dick Mullen and the Murder in the Orchard. The Sordid Affair of Dick Mullen.
Oh, nice titles, though.
A killing is declared. Dick Mullen in the murder house. The final case of Dick Mullen. An obvious lie. Dick Mullen in
Sherlock
the clock
Holmes.
tower. The ordeals of Dick Mullen. Dauntless Dick. Dick Mullen's funeral pyre. The murder of Dick Mullen.
Wait, Dick Mullen dies?
Oh no. Turns out he faked it to solve a case.
I think that is almost a nod to Sherlock Holmes, but be wrong. Actually, fun fact, I think Sir Arthur Conan Doyle actually planned Sherlock Holmes' death. But then, like, the readers were so fucking upset about it that at some point in time he just made him come back, and I don't know what it was, but I think he faked his death in the end to in his, like, play with Moriarty, which is like this arch nemesis, basically. I read all of those books back in the day, but I don't remember half of them, so. Are there any more?
Yes. There's also The Dame Who Did It.
I like the ones who
Farewell,
don't
my Mullen.
contain Dick Mullen.
Faking death seems to be a common trope in the Mullen series. The morbid tales of Dick Mullen. A dark tide turns.
Oh, I like that title. A Dark Tide Turns.
Tragedy calls for Dick Mullen. Another one with fake death. And, of course, Dick Mullen, the murderer.
Oh, of
In order
course.
to catch a murderer, Dick Mullen must become the murderer.
I'm sorry, what? I mean, I guess metaphorically? Hello? If I remember correctly, if you murder somebody, you've done a crime. So he can't have done it really, like, for real. Okay, I mean, whatever. I was thinking, like, the Dick Mullen the murderer would be like a classic, oh shit, he murdered some, or he's like accused of murdering someone. No, he has to prove his innocence, but no.
After all this, you still haven't found the answer to the one question that matters. Who is Dick Mullen?
Ooh, it's a white shack and reaction speed is the thing, so very interesting. I want to level that up anyway at some point in time, so we're just gonna try it. 58% is like pretty much a coin flip almost.
Your quick eye notices a small caterpillar crawling across the spine of a book.
Oh,
The
okay.
title reads, Dick Mullen and the Mistaken Identity.
Ooh, mistaken identity. What do we have here?
A worn paperback from Dick Mullen's classic hard-boiled phase. The premise seems to be that Dick Mullen is framed for the murder of his best friend and has just a few days to prove his innocence.
I swear I'm not writing this. I'm not writing this game. I swear it. I swear to you right now, I haven't written this game. Why does this speak to me?
Could it be the motifs of unstable identities and shocking betrayals?
Kind of. We're kind of lost right now, right? We don't know who we are. It's probably right. I'm a complicated guy, full of contradictions. No, it's gonna be something else. All right, you know what? This is the fun option, so we're gonna take the fun option.
Perhaps you're drawn to the dark and noirish atmosphere.
Yeah, I'm pretty intense. I'm all about that dark stuff. No, that's not it either.
Is it because the smoking dame in the slinky red dress on the cover is giving you a hard-on?
It might be. It might be. But, what? No, that's not what's happening. Not at all.
Yes, it is. The bulge in your pants is embarrassingly obvious.
Oh, damn it. I hope Kim didn't notice.
Relax. It's not that bad. Also, this means your blood flow is returning to normal. Good news, really.
Good job, electrochemistry. You're saving me.
Something the matter, detective?
No, not at all. Nope, all good here. Casually adjust your pants. Kim, would you describe this woman as a smoking Are we gonna ask? Are we gonna ask? Kim, would you describe this woman as a smoking dame?
The lieutenant narrows his eyes and contemplates the book for a moment.
I would certainly say she fits the description, providing that's your type.
I want to buy this novel, but we don't have money. We're poor motherfucker. Alright, by the way, I've kind of been peeking into chat. I guess one person is viewing right now. If you feel like writing something, because I want to confirm if I'm actually seeing the chat or if I don't, because I don't know. But you don't have to. It's fine. I'll check in a couple of seconds. Alright, a quaint picture book brochure, very colorful. And, it's a tome of fascist magic. Tome of fascist magic. What the fuck is fascist magic?
The plaque on the shelf reads, Biographies of Famous People. You see a large variety of names, none of which ring a bell.
Cool. I mean, this is one of the... I guess we have all the... We went through all the sections of the literal name. Like, holy shit, who is thinking about such a fucking name? Just name your shop something good, and then maybe customers will come.
I would say... The Greatest Innocence. Yes, most certainly. It's an important educational tool delving into the depths of history, religion, and their relation to innocentic power.
What the fuck is innocentic power? Who or what is an innocence?
A very influential historical figure.
Oh, no.
But
okay.
surely I don't have to tell you that. You're a law officer, and law officers have at least some education.
She waves her hand as if casting aside the thought.
The book is also very daring. The author aims to re-examine the universal understandings of the innocentic system, creating a fresh vantage point and a shift in the tired order of things.
Okay. I thought it was about which of these innocences is the coolest and greatest. So you recommend it. Great, I don't need to know anymore.
Certainly, it's prudent for a person to have at least an elementary understanding of history and society. Imagine the chaos we'd be in otherwise.
Yes, indeed, of course.
You feel like you should get this one. Definitely. It's important somehow. There's something personal inside.
Interesting. Right? Something maybe connected to a backstory? Okay, good to know. I don't know how much I'm supposed to trust Inland Empire. It feels like sometimes Inland Empire is just your feelings pouring out and your psyche going nuts. But at the same time, you know what? actually, this is a very, very good opportunity for us to read some stuff. We've read some other things, right, over here, but we haven't gone through Inland Empire, actually. So in this case, I'm gonna read Volition, Inland Empire, and Empathy. I think we've read Empathy, actually, so we do Authority, probably. Inland Empire info. Cool 4. Sane people. I am sane, as of yet. Well-adjusted cops, the non-suicidal. Volition, right? Not Inland Empire, mind you. Volition urges you to be a good guy, to others and to yourself. It enables you to resist temptation. Be in a bottle between a pair of legs, or at the end of an iron barrel which promises oblivion. Volition gives you the will to finish the investigation, improving your morale. One of the 2 health pools in the game. Good info, good info. At high levels, Volition makes you hyper sane. When you're about to get funky, it keeps you normal. It's a bit of a party pooper. At low levels, however, you have little morale. Without it, you'll be a profoundly unstable cop falling apart at the seams as you make irreversible mistakes. Interesting, because I feel like by that description, I, as an individual, have a lot of volition. Because I do have that feeling sometimes where I'm like, I do have instincts of like just doing stupid stuff and whatnot, and there's something inside of me that just holds me in. Also, what the fuck is that in the background? It's annoying the fuck out of me, like this little... It's like an insect that's crawling over my head. Holy shit. I'm losing it. I'm already going insane. Cool. Alright. Inland Empires. Cool for dreamers, paranatural investigators, mental creators. Okay. Dreamers, so we're further from reality. Inland Empire is the unfiltered wellspring of imagination, emotion, and foreboding. Okay, so can we trust what's coming from it? Or is it more of a thing of like, oh no, this is connected to us, and then in the end it's actually not. Because it's imagination, emotion, and foreboding. It enables you to grope your way through invisible dimensions of reality, gaining insight into that which you can't see. What's really going? Wait, what's really going? Do I read this right? I think what's really going on is what they mean. What do these enigmatic riddles mean for the world's fate? At high levels, Inland Empire animates the inanimate. You'll have conversations with your clothing, conversations that may change the course of the investigation if you're not thrown in the loony bin first. With low Inland Empire, however, you'll be void of imagination and character, and then how will you shape the cosmos? Yeah. Indeed, how will you shape the cosmos? Some say cosm. Holy shit. Props if you get that one. Alright, Authority. Cool for leaders, experts of psychological warfare, and respect junkies. Authority urges you to assert and reassert your dominance over those around you, right? Maybe that would have helped us with, like, however his name is. It enables you to understand the power dynamics of groups of thugs, know how far you can push a perpetrator, and how to establish control of situations. At high levels, Authority demands respect. Even a perceived slight could send you into knee-breaking mode. With low Authority, however, you're forever in awkward situations, like when you suffer psychological breakdowns after you yell at teenagers and they laugh at you. Holy shit. Holy shit. Real doomer behavior. Let's make sure we're not getting into that. I mean, our Authority is okay-ish, it's not excellent. We're kind of like a middle-of-the-road dude in a lot of things, except for intelligence and somewhat motorics, though we also don't have very good, like, savoir-faire, but that's mostly because we're very out there with our clothing right now. I think I'll do the rest. Esprit de corps. Cool for cops, cop aficionados, pretend cops. I think I've read this before, have I? I don't know. Esprit de corps is the very spirit of policing. The copgeist. It enables you to understand your blue-souled sisters and brothers, not only by picking up subtle signals, from your partner, but by witnessing flash sideways scenes as they play out in your precinct. At high levels, you'll be the very heart of the police force. Why do I have 4, by the way? Oh, no, it's I'm sorry. I got distracted. It's the bonus from, like, the clothing. At high levels, you'll be the very heart of the police force, not only willing and able, but obliged to take a bullet for your partner. However, without esprit de corps, you'll be flying blind, unable to understand discreet remarks colleagues make in high-stakes situations, remarks that might just save your life, right? So we understand Kim better, probably. And possibly partners that we meet, like we've talked to them on the phone, maybe we'll run across them. I don't know. Suggestion. Cool for diplomats, right? I am, but my character isn't right now. Charmers, sociopaths. But I'm saying that because some people kind of tell me I'm very diplomatic in many like conversations and discussions and situations. I mean, I can make my point, but I'm good at like finding the compromises and actually getting people on one level. But anyway, suggestions urges a soft power approach. If people think they want what you want, you've already won. The skill enables you to implant ideas into the minds of others. You can make citizens like you more. You can make gangsters turn on each other too. Many crime rings have been broken just by little doubt, after all. At high levels, suggestions makes you affable to everyone and more resistant to their charms in turn. But all that's schmoozing and oozing charm will make you slimy. Right? Okay, some people will kind of be ticked off by that, and you'll know it even if no one else does. Okay. But I know it inside, it damages me on some level. With low levels of suggestion though, you'll have difficulty getting any kind of rapport with others. You'll be alone, both during the day and at night. Holy shit. That is depressing. That is a depressing end on our reading session of that. Yeah, I think I want to look through the displayed books of these famous people things, but I don't know if we'll look too much into it.
Browsing through all the books with all their names makes your head spin. None of these seem important or relevant. It's all just vapid egoism.
It all is. It truly fucking is.
Suddenly, a particularly odd title catches your eye. It reads, High Speed Love, the tragic true love story of Jacob Irv and Alfie Delatraz, by one Cecilia Averbrook.
Averbrook, okay.
High Speed Love chronicles the romance between two of the finest tip-top tourney racers in history.
Okay.
One of them is the madcap driver, Jacob Irv. His blonde mane graces the cover.
Jacob Irv, madcap driver. Okay, that sounds impressive.
Next to Irv's life story, you see a slim biography of an Occidental rock star called the Anti-Star. He's famous for shooting morphine into one of his eyeballs and cocaine into the other.
Right, what a brilliant idea.
Next to that, Revacholian radio personality Guillaume Bevy stands in front of a rundown drug den. He's a permanent fixture on Channel 8, reporting on real-life crime and ruining cops' days.
We should know something about that, okay.
I really must insist you buy one of the books. Reading them is not for free. Do still browse, though, but not too long.
This lady has done everything in her power to get us out of this store.
I'm sorry, I did not mean to rush you. You are browsing. Go ahead. Take your time. Time is commerce.
Alright, lady. Yeah, don't worry about it. We'll wrap it up at some point.
Several maps have been attached to a bulletin board hidden inside the alcove. They're held up by small pins. The board has come loose from one corner. The maps look old and faded. Your eye catches a map of Insulinda, a map of Revachol, and a map of Martinez.
Oh, this is interesting. Look at the map of Insulinda first.
This large map displays archipelagos. You see a constellation of small dots on the light blue emptiness of the Insulindic Ocean. The largest in the northeast is La Caillou. You are here.
Okay.
Another, far away in the southwest, Seminese Islands.
Seminese
Fantôme.
I heard that before. What else?
Ozon, Laurentide, Fas à la Mer, Archipelagos, North Arcade Islands. All just specks of dust on the vastness of the Insulindic. On the edges of the map, the color fades into a blur of dotted lines, black and white.
Okay.
disintegrating into mathematics.
Thank you, visual calculus.
In the northeast, a dust mite stands on the north coast of Caillou in a bookstore. It's you.
A dust mite on that map, right? A grain of sand, nothing more. And the deep, vast ocean of this world. Right. Driving through the ether. Like some mad idea in the head of God. I don't know. Okay, squint first. Can you see cities on the island?
You can. On Caillou,
Revachol.
a single black star. On Ozon, Fondelaire, and Vimandu. On archipelagos, Croyan Moran, Villiers. On Semenine, Olduvai, and on Laurentide, Deora of the Seven Seas.
Deora of the Seven... That sounds very impressive. Beautiful names.
Lost little pearls of light. Tiny fires in the dark.
And like that kind of reminds me of these night shots of Earth where you see all like the energy grids. It's insane, right?
850 million people live on these little dots. An oceanic world of culture and commerce torn apart by history.
Insane. 850 million is a lot. That's like not quite double, but I think... Well, I'm not sure. It might be double the population of the United States.
The ocean breaks apart into a tangle of cosines and azimuths, all pointing into pale nothingness. Windy is the north azimuth. Grad is the northeast azimuth. Samara is the east azimuth. Seol is the west azimuth. Isolas, they're called.
Okay, the ocean breaks apart into a tangle of cosines and azimuths. I don't know what those are. I don't know what those are. I think those might be mathematical terms that I can't, because German is my native language and English isn't. All pointing into pale nothingness. Mundi is the north azimuth. Grad is the northeast azimuth. Right, so they're like the borders, right? Samara is the east azimuth. Seoul is the west azimuth. Seoul, like the Korean city, right? Isolas, they're called.
Connections to other worlds. Words past the Insulindian, unknown to you. You only know you've never been there.
It's really insane, right? If you think about it. It's really other worlds, basically. You've never been there. You only hear about these places. Maybe you see pictures of them. But for all you know, these could be other universes entirely, right? And you wouldn't really be able to materially confirm. Now, obviously, right, we do believe all of these things, right? Knowledge is being passed to us. We see real-life footage of stuff and whatever. But, you know, all you really know is that you yourself exist inside of your head. Anything beyond that is pure subjective perception. Thank you, Inland Empire.
You have little idea what they are. Distant stars, gods, but looking at them makes you feel almost non-existent. Whatever they are, the Isolas are immeasurably large compared to you, and very, very far away.
Yeah. Walk 100 days. Also, an encyclopedia failure? Hello?
Perhaps they are gods. Gods of distance and outer dust.
I can't conceptually... That is the interesting thing about Disco Elysium. Even a failure of a check actually does not tell you nothing, but it tells you something. And what it tells a story, right? Like you for the lack of conceptualization, you actually put something in to fill in that gap, right? Perhaps they are gods of distance and outer dust. And then even if you don't truly believe it, maybe that's a feeling you got, right? It's like a child that's getting explained some grand concept and can't really firmly grasp it. And then in its place, because the child has been told something, right? Told about something, some object or place or whatever. The child fills it in with their own imagination. And it stays this way until the child is able to maybe stumbles upon that information again years later as a teenager or as an adult. And now they can imagine it because they've seen more, they've lived through more, they've experienced more in their lives, right? And they are more intelligent, more developed, a more complete person in a way. And suddenly they can conceptualize it. And this is what we're going to go through during our time here in Disco Elysium as we level our skills up and all of that. We start to grow as a human being. It's never too late to start growing as a human being, right? There's certain windows of development, obviously, in childhood that are very important. And if we miss them, sometimes we have an upper limit on what we can achieve, right? What we can reach in those specific ways. But it's never too late to actually extend, right? To expand yourself, expand your knowledge, expand your skill sets. I'm drinking some it's not really milk. I talked about this in another reaction video. I have these glass bottles with smoothies, which are really cool. This one has water now. The smoothies are pretty thick, right? So they taste really good on their own, but they also taste good when you thin them out with water. But what I've discovered a couple of days ago is I pour half or 1/3 of a smoothie into a cup, and I actually pour some milk or some oat milk, for example, into that, and it tastes so fucking good. It's amazing. All right, we're gonna look at the map of Revachol because we want to get a better idea of where we are and what we're doing.
The north coast of a verdant island is shattered by the delta of a river. It is the river Esperance. Countless bridges put the shards back together, connecting city blocks to river islands. La Delta says a great artificial heart in the center, teeming with life forms and construction.
Okay, let me conceptualize this. The north coast of a verdant island, right? The north coast, which is the insula, right? Right. We should have that somewhere up above. Revachol on Kalu, right? So we are on the island Kalu, and on the north coast is Revachol. It's shattered by the delta of a river, right? And a delta is normally, I think, the meeting point of multiple rivers, right? So the river flows into the ocean, but if we go further inland, it's actually coming possibly from two rivers, right? I think that is a delta, but I'm not sure, right? It might just be a certain way that the river goes. The river Esperance. Countless bridges put the shards back together, right? Because we have bridges going over the river. Connecting city blocks to river islands, right? We do have certain river islands, right? And whatnot. And it's not one single river, it's streaming through, right? La Delta says a great artificial heart in the center, right? So we do have possibly a heart in the center of that, right? The heart, the central district, teeming with life forms and construction, right? And that is the city of Revachol.
To the east, rolling hillsides, Le Jardin, Stella Marie, the suburbs of Saint-Baptiste, swallowed up into the megacity. They sound rich to you. This is Revachol East.
So Revachol East is rich, right? And we have Saint-Baptiste, which is the pharmaceutical company. It makes sense, rich, whatever, right? And this is one of the districts. And we have Le Jardin, Stella Marie, right? Suburbs. Suburbs already says semi-rich, right? Middle class, basically. And the west of the river?
Proudhon. It's somewhere to live. Not bad. Then there's Jamrock. It's bad. People shouldn't live there, but they do. Then Faubourg. It's almost as bad and much larger. Then Coal City. It's the worst.
It sounds the worst, holy shit. Right, so we do have Coron, which is kind of meh, right? poor people, lower middle class people probably. Shamrock, it's bad. People shouldn't live there, but they do, right? So on the poorer side, I think isn't our district Shamrock, right? Like as a detective technically. Then Faubourg, it's almost as bad and much larger, right? So we do have sprawling bad district basically. And then we have the worst Coal City, which is like probably the absolute dump. Where's Martinez?
It's so small you can't even see it on the map. No,
okay.
Wait. There it is. North of Jamrock. The strip of coast next to the Greater Rivershell Industrial Harbour.
Okay.
It looks downright despondent. It's almost Coal City, to be honest.
Holy shit, I didn't think Martinez was this bad. Okay, almost Coal City. That is bad.
No, this is somewhere to be. This is all you have. But it's still something. Streets and sodium lights, the sky, the world. You're still alive.
Well, do we live in Martinez? I thought we lived in or close to Shamrock. Because I don't like. I was under the impression we lived close to Shamrock and not in Martinez. I mean, we don't know yet, but it made it sound like that, especially since our detective district is Shamrock. But I guess it's possible we live in Martinez. A volition holding us together, right? Like that personality construct that's crumbling on all the seams, especially lost in the world, right? Lost on the open sea, basically. We don't know where we are. We don't know who we are. But at least volition is holding us together. Look at the map of Martinez.
It's not really a map. It's a tourist thing. A picture postcard with buildings on it, drawn from an isometric perspective. A date in the upper right corner says 48.
Alright, so this is the year 48, and we are 51, I think? Right? So 3 years ago.
Still, it's detailed. Could be pretty useful for scouting ahead.
It could be.
You see the jagged boxes of an industrial harbour. Even the whirling in rags there.
Oh, this is useful. Can I buy these maps?
I'm sorry, officer. The map of Martinez is the only one available. The other two are not for sale anymore. And besides, you could scarcely afford them.
What do you mean I could scarcely afford them? Lady, I am a hustler, okay?
They're quite valuable, though they might not look it. The map of Martinez is 90 cents, though.
I'm sorry, what? Why is the map of Martinez so cheap?
That old thing. It's an out-of-date map of a tourist location that never was nor came to be.
Okay.
And when some design studio people tried to spruce the place up 4 or 5 years ago, they also renovated the horse statue, set up those coin-operated viewers, and designed the new street lamps.
All right,
The
cool.
place does not look like a successful tourist trap, does it?
What happened then?
They didn't get that far, for some reason. A shame the project never got going. Would be nice if someone fixed Martinez up. All these ruins are bad for business.
Ooh. Should we try and steal it? I don't know if we can steal it. That's the problem. Like 42 is not a good chance. And it's only 90. We need the money. We need the money.
You peek at the storekeeper.
Yes!
Waiting for her to be distracted.
We
When
are
she's not
godly.
looking, you deftly rip the map off the bulletin board and pocket it.
Look, ladies. These fingers are the hands of the gods. Okay? Alright.
You're now the proud owner of a map of Martinez, which, to be honest, did not even cost that much.
It didn't, but we don't have much. I'm sorry if we had millions. But that's what everybody says, right?
This bookstore is not strictly about crime, romance, and biographies of famous people. There's also a wide range of paranatural literature.
Look through the shelf a little
Amidst the various books, you find one written by someone named Matthias W. Dundas. It's about wholeness, unity, balance.
bit. That doesn't sound paranormal. That sounds like therapy to me.
These 3 things are very important to the working class mind.
Interesting rhetoric. Working class mind. I wonder what we mean by that.
The point of the book, and many others on this shelf, is to give people medicinal advice in situations where they don't have access to paid health services.
Ooh, okay, that's what they mean, right? Like you have natural remedies as well as like just general ways to deal without having the medication or other stuff, or proper therapy services. How does that work?
It serves platitudes while also telling everyone that traditional medicine, the kind people don't have access to and which costs more than this book, is garbage and would only give you cancer anyway, without even curing your cold or anything. Wholeness, unity, balance, on the other hand, can basically take care of anything. Though it is important to note, when it's up to your mind to heal yourself, then it's because of your mind that you're ill in the first place.
Not entirely true, but there's some truth to it, right? Like, I mean, there has been reported cases. I mean, there's a reason the placebo effect exists, right? If you believe something will happen, then, well, what do I say? That the body is a very, very, very powerful thing. And obviously your mind and body healing yourself just means that certain processes are being put into action within your body that make you kind of healthier to a degree, right? I mean, all our body is composed of is chemical reactions, right? This is all biology and chemistry. There's no separation from one to the other. Just because pharmaceuticals are artificial, it doesn't mean the body can't produce most of these things. There's a reason why pharmaceuticals works. It's because like they are oftentimes replacements, or well, not replacements, but like things that are very close to the chemical structure of the things that our body ourselves produces in order to have certain effects on it. Right? So pain medication, antidepressants, right? All of these things, they work because they build on principles that our body is working on in the first place, right? And yeah, like I said, there's a reason the placebo effect exists. Our body has incredible self-healing capabilities. Does that mean that if I believe enough about it, my cancer will die? I will stop being there? No, probably not, right? I mean, cancer, for example, is just like mechanically, cancer is already your body not being able to deal with something because, fun fact, our body is going through maladaptive mutations in certain cells all the time, but our body is stopping it, right? Our body is basically has systems in place to detect that and then be like, okay, wait, like immune system cell number 5, go over there and terminate that cell because otherwise it's gonna grow into like a tumor or something, right? And our body's consistently doing that incredibly efficiently. It's when our immune system is not up to par, right? When things happen, oftentimes we talk about like inflammation and whatever, that there's problems that can start happening, right? Our body doesn't catch it all, and then something develops out of it, and that is the problem in some cases. But yeah, our body has incredible capabilities to heal itself. It's just like, don't always just rely on that, right? There's a reason why modern medicine and hygiene and all of these things have brought us a very, very long life. It's because in moderation, they support what our body is already doing, right? In moderation, they help us overcome things that maybe without medication, without any medication, we would maybe not have made it, right? It's, in a way, like, I always treat that, for me, myself, I always treat it in a way to say, like, aside from, like, serious illnesses and whatnot, medication is there in order to give your mind and your body relief to the degree that then it can heal itself, right? Because obviously, take a virus or something, right? A sickness, whatever, right? The common cold, influenza, right? Obviously, there's like vaccines and whatnot, but say you catch the flu, then what you can do is treat the symptoms, right, and make it easier on you yourself, so you don't strain yourself too much while you're having the sickness, but your body still has to fight it, and your body is gonna defeat it, right? And then, especially for those people who are kind of like in the situation that they are not as immune, like not that their immune system isn't as good as it maybe could be. In those cases, it helps a lot to kind of relieve all of the other stressors that your body has, so it can concentrate on actually making you healthy again. And that's how I see it. But yeah. Does the book say anything else?
The book features chapters on topics such as how to find magnesium. It even lists plants you can harvest magnesium from. How to continue drinking if you're an alcoholic who has destroyed his liver. And there's even a chapter on the ancient Seraïs tradition of using duck gallbladder preservatives to treat and prevent sexually transmitted diseases. Pre and post factum apply. Nothing worth buying.
You say nothing worth buying, but I kind of perked up at the magnesium thing because magnesium is very important apparently.
This is just mundane garbage. What's even paranatural about this?
I'm asking myself the same thing on like the paranatural thing. Find something truly otherworldly. Yeah, give it to me.
The throbbing in your head increases with every passing moment you gaze at this shelf.
Let me gaze into the abyss.
Suddenly, as if out of nowhere, a small green book becomes apparent. The title of it reads, Medicinal Purposes of the Pale.
Ooh, the pale. What's the pale?
The book contains very little explanation on the matter. This knowledge seems to be taken for granted.
Ah, yes, of course, the pale. What's this book about?
The book contains descriptions of various pseudoscientific therapies, alternative medicines, and folk remedies involving the pale, also known as le territoire.
Le territoire.
For example, it recommends vigorously swatting one's naked body with a venik or hand broom, made from the leafy twigs of a young birch tree from the near pale.
As one would naturally do, of course. Sounds invigorating.
It is, and good for the circulation too.
What else?
It also recommends consuming distilled spirits like vodka or whiskey that have been aged in the pale. Readers are instructed to cover these jars in a shallow hole just inside the pale and leave them there for 30 to 60 days, depending on the potency desired.
And what does this pale-aged liquor do?
Among other benefits, it is alleged to restore a damaged liver to perfect health.
Perfect health. All right.
That seems improbable.
Thank you, Logic. Without you, I wouldn't have known that. Should probably get my hands on some of that. What else is there? How is that possible? I think I've heard enough. I don't... I'm asking that just to see what answer comes out.
Is it any more improbable than anything else that human beings put their faith in?
Fair enough. Fair enough. What else is there?
For general health and well-being, readers are encouraged to take regular strolls through the pale.
What the fuck is the
A
pale?
sidebar cautions readers to limit each stroll to less than an hour.
The fuck is the pale?
These strolls promise to cleanse the mind of worries and the body of toxins, especially if the perambulator performs this ritual in the nude. Nudity figures prominently in a number of these prescriptions.
Sounds very natural to me.
This is exactly what you need.
Anything else to know?
There's an entire section devoted to cures for men who are struggling to perform their marital obligations.
We haven't had trouble yet, judging by the incident previously. Well, I certainly don't. I certainly don't need that.
You close the book and return it to its place on the shelf.
All right, Storkip, what books are these?
Sir, please, no browsing in that shelf. That wisdom is not for free.
Ooh, she calls it wisdom. Weird for somebody who's so much into books and...
I can't have you end up, like, opening a police store next door and stealing my customers. Oh no!
What the fuck is a police store, lady? The fuck? Get the fuck out of my face. What was that? Another boring book, just discarded here. Alright. Sad. Sad book. Everyone knows the most interesting things about fascists was their magic. What the fuck? What the fuck fascists do you know? The Indiana Jones kind? Oh, let me just... I think F5 is quick save. Yeah, exactly. Have we picked up... Oh yeah, the map. The map of Martinez. Can we actually interact with that?
Features the patchwork grid of the streets of Martinez, with directions to appropriately touristy locations. Year 48 resides on the upper right corner.
Don't mind me, lady. I'm just browsing through this map that I clearly bought.
Your finger moves through the various streets, across Rue de Saint-Ghislain and Rue Saint-Cypar, over
Ghislaine.
Saint-Brun and Martinez North.
Martinez North.
Finally, coming to a halt on the spot where you are currently standing, although the map gives no such indication itself.
For a more detailed view of the map, go to your journal and select the map tab.
Alright, journal, map. We've bought a map, holy shit. That is huge. And it's showing us all the fucking, yeah, all the skill checks as well. That is fucking amazing. We need legendary endurance for the hanged man. What? Yeah. Alright. Let me see. This is the statue. Okay, some of them are kind of like larger than life. I get that. So we're in the bookstore right now, which is probably around here. And we do have like the... This is like the Whirling in Rags. Up here is the Industrial Harbor District, which... I don't know if we can go through there, if there's like another area that we can go to. But it looks like we can maybe go there later on. When we go out the bookstore, we can like take a peek in that direction. I don't want to go there yet. I think like we can explore this and see what's there, and then maybe go back because it's getting late and see if we can kind of figure out that money stuff, because I'm really worried about us not being able to pay anything and having to sleep on the street. That would be kind of shitty. We have Fisherman Shack, so I assume we can go there, and Church, so I assume maybe we can go there at some point in time. I don't know what these statues are doing here, armed men or whatever. I hope they're just statues and not like some... Yeah, I don't know. Okay, cool. We have a map. We put the map away for now. And I want to see what this is.
You see a set of tattered curtains blocking the way to another room. A strange cage-like trinket dangles from the curtains.
Excuse me, officer. The back room is strictly for employees only.
Ah, yes. I am an employee, though. Some just strange cage-like trinkets. Pull open the curtains. Ignore the curtains for now.
You see some kind of charm. An irregular polyhedron assembled from bones, sticks, and straw. Inside, a disturbing fish head with empty eye sockets stares at you.
Seems very, supernatural.
This is a traditional Seminese ward, meant to provide protection against ill luck, bad dreams, curses, and other supernatural scourges.
I've heard Seminese before. What are the Seminese?
Inhabitants of Ile de Fantôme, the Seminine Islands down south.
I think those are supposed to be like Measureheads. Measurehead, that's his name. Measureheads to people.
Aside from poking at it suspiciously, there is nothing else to do with the fish head charm at this time. The curtains remain shut before you.
Shopkeeper, what's behind the curtains?
Nothing. Now please go back to browsing the books. Don't you feel compelled to look at the books? The books are all you care about.
She fiddles with her pendant. Lady, your pendant ain't gonna work on me.
She speaks almost as if she's trying to put a spell on you, urging you to buy more books. Oddly enough, the more she tries to draw you away from the curtains, the more alluring they become.
Pull open the curtains.
Just as you're about to pull apart the curtains, the petrified voice of the shop owner cries out once more.
Sir, don't touch that. I told you it's off limits for the customers.
Her hands had closed around her pendant, her fingers nervously playing with the talisman.
Parapsychologically speaking, we're done if you decide to open them. I won't be held responsible for the consequences. It's too dangerous.
Ah yes, parapsychology. A very real field.
She looks away, mumbling. Why is everyone always messing with the curtains? Why can't they just buy books like normal people?
Maybe because you're so insistent on not opening the curtains. This is about the curse, that's why you're afraid. Ma'am, there's different... I'm a police officer, I need to get in there. But I sense this place calling for me, I must investigate beyond the threshold. Let me just... I don't care, I can't stop, okay. I'm a police officer, I need to get back in there.
Why? It's not like anyone was killed there.
Wait, did you... That sounds like a Freudian slip. Did you just slip that somebody was killed there? She stops abruptly as her hand flies over her mouth, baffled by her own bluntness.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to be so impolite. Just please don't go there. I can't allow that. You'll only make things worse and unleash the powers.
The curtains do seem frail suddenly, not robust enough to contain a slippery darkness.
This is about the curse, but I sense... this is about the curse. That's why you're afraid.
No, it's just a storeroom for the employees, I told you. Now please, step away from the curtains.
She's almost begging you. I sense this place calling for me. I must investigate beyond the threshold.
You do? My
She
God,
can't
even more
defend it
reasons
visibly
not
shake.
to mess with the curtains. Just step away, dear sir.
I don't care, can't stop me, I'll open them.
Please just talk to me, officer. Come here and let's talk this through before you decide to do anything extreme.
Talking is always good. Go see what she has to say. There is something mysterious about the curtains. Be careful.
Alright, Inland Empire. I'll note it down.
The curtains, tattered with age and covered in dust, hang before you, as if taunting you.
Alright, tell me what you need to tell me. Maybe we made her nervous enough so she's actually more open to us now.
Hello again, esteemed officer, and welcome to Crime, Romance, and Biography.
Why are you so
of Famous
uptight about the
People.
curtains? Just want to know what's on the other side.
I already told you, it's just a storage room for employees. I don't understand why it's so important to you.
I don't understand why it's so important to you.
Just let it go, officer. Go buy some goddamn books. You're supposed to be drawn to the books.
If it's just a storage room, then why does it have Semini's ward protecting it? If it's just a storage, then it wouldn't hurt if you just peeked inside. It's not like it's cursed, right? It's the first one because we use our knowledge here.
It's just for decoration.
She waves under you gaze, mouth pressed into a tight-lipped smile, then something breaks.
Okay, fine. It's because this place is cursed. Just like Annette said, they don't call it the doomed commercial area for nothing. Are you happy now, officer? Happy that you've ruined everything?
She closes her eyes and starts mumbling something to her pendant. How does this curse manifest itself? Why didn't you just tell me right away it's the curse?
It's not good to talk about the curse, not in detail. The negativism, it's dangerous. Talking about the void wraiths angers them.
She shivers. She seems to be absolutely convinced of this
Wow.
thing.
Void raves. You have new words.
Our brain is happy about that. Have you sought help from anyone?
Yes, I've contacted numerous parapsychologists and even a pair of Simonese mediators. They provided me with the wards.
She nods at the strange cage-like trinket on the
The
curtains.
wards help to keep the doom at bay and protect us against the darkness that lies further in the building. Even though now I fear, it's not enough.
How does this curse manifest itself?
The curse is so much worse than you could imagine. It's a disease, eating at the very foundation.
A shiver runs through the woman as she looks around in the dimly lit store.
It's the curse of financial distress, of ruin and bankruptcy.
My God, what have we done? She peers at the curtains again.
Didn't that curtain just move?
Shut up, Inland Empire, leave me alone. Okay, I'm a little confused. What does that mean? Annette mentioned that previous tenants have experienced some financial troubles. Wait, that's it? I was hoping for something more paranatural.
It's not just that, officer. We're dealing with something supernatural here. It's the cacodemons, feeding off bad business practices and disappointing income statements.
Ah yeah, the cacodemons. I met them just last week.
There's something wrong with this building, I can tell you. Ever since I arrived, I've sensed an eerie lingering presence, as if I was unwanted here.
I'm not gonna say anything.
Sounds familiar.
Strange, I feel I'm wanted too. What does this mean?
Truly so? Perhaps the dark energies are leeching off you. You shouldn't stay in the store too long. It may be dangerous.
Is your pendant part of the world as well? Point at her necklace.
Oh, this? No, it's a special Himian amulet, blessed by desert pygmy shamans, with a spell of compulsion. It's to compel people to buy books.
She is a crazy lady, isn't she?
There are numerous spells cast throughout the store. I had the books anointed with a different inducement spell, for example. It's guaranteed to boost sales 15%.
Alright, let me note this down. Magical thinking. we're gonna write the psych profile right now.
Desert pygmy shamans. That sounds like a rather questionable way to describe a group of people.
That too. Fair enough. Fair enough. I didn't quite peek it because it's like English native language, not quite, but pygmy? Would you like me to take the case? I could investigate, see if the curse is real.
Most certainly not. I don't want anyone who's not familiar with the psychic arts to get involved in this mess.
Oh, but we are.
Stay away. Leave the spirits be, so they can return to their slumber.
We're gonna get in there in some way, right?
My liege, you know what this case calls for? A para-detective.
Oh yes, hell yes. Gave smartest parenting advice. Fuck me, dude. Okay, but we still have a 51. Come on, come on.
Time to fire up the old lie machine.
Ma'am, I'm a renowned private investigator, paragon of law, and a specialist in all things criminal. I don't want to say all that.
And I am his private partner, John Shaw. Together we run the preeminent postal surveillance firm in Revachol.
God, Kim, I hope you're actually cooking.
Shao is what the Seolite Empire was called in the Occident, back when far less was known about the people. It was a barbarian other, ever so mystical, on whom you could project any kind of exotic fantasy. The legend of it persists, and a lot of people still think the Shao is a thing.
All right. We are truly private in our partnership. But wait, there's more.
Once we've caught our client's spouse in flagrante delicto, we blackmail them and pocket the money ourselves, because that's what private investigators do. Now, I see that you are a married woman.
Some penetrating sarcasm from your colleague there.
What nonsense are you two going on about? This is not relevant at all. And besides, my husband would never do such a thing. We are proper people.
Mind your manners, John. This isn't the Great Shower Empire where you can talk about sex stuff so openly. Right, enough nonsense. The point is... Oh, interesting. My light just died. Let me just... I mean, I don't know if it's gonna go on again. Oh yeah. Nice. Nice if you have it directly into the light, plugged into the wall. Mind your manners, John. This is Great Shao Empire. This is not the Great Shao Empire. Alright, enough nonsense. The point is that we sometimes take on unusual cases. I don't know, I'm gonna say the first one. We're gonna stay in our role, right?
This is preposterous. A waste of my time and of no help to anyone.
She looks displeased.
Our sincere apologies, ma'am. No more nonsense. We are offering to assist you with your troubles. Pro bono.
Despite his apologies, there's a twinge of amusement in the lieutenant's eye. So he did enjoy doing it. Alright. He didn't just do it for me. Great to know. That's right, and all you have to do is give us the key to the back room. Enough funny business. Will you just give us the key already? It's a good offer, ma'am. I urge you to accept our help. Maybe the only chance to save your business.
That's right. When not spying on the love affairs of the ultra-rich, we solve unusual mysteries by the low reload.
Oh yeah, I'm stupid. She's not just into supernatural stuff, but she also, I mean, she has a bookstore and she also probably has read a bunch of like stupid detective novels, right? What a better way to ask us.
Oh my god! Will you stop with that incessant yammering? It's too much. If you wanted the key to the back door, you could have just asked for it.
Could I? You didn't want it. Fine, I'll ask for it. Can we have the key?
Absolutely not.
Maybe that was the wrong answer. I had a few more questions about the curse.
Okay, but please, only a few questions. You wouldn't want to disturb the spirits.
I mean, I feel like it's kind of cheating if I'm going through it again.
The woman before you scans the store. Advanced race theory.
Ooh, we're finished.
Everything is calm in the eye of the race storm. Your mind is lucid and bright. The mind-bending phylogenetics appear more distant and, to be fair, a little ridiculous. The great race mystery has cleared up. All that's left to do is verbalize your thoughts. Go and talk to Measurehead about your newly found insights.
Ooh. Right, so we have something to talk to Measurehead about, which is really cool. Unfortunately, we don't have anything else. How long is like a long way home? Oh no, we already had that, right? Damn, we need more thoughts. I mean, we could go in there, but I'll save it for later, right? We'll book it.
The display rack is brimming with worn paperbacks featuring an
Oh, we already had that, sorry. Alright, let's go outside. See how we're doing.
Hello again, sir.
We'll talk to Annette later. What the fuck was that? Oh yeah, okay. We already had that, I think. Ooh, I can zoom out more. To roundabout north in this direction, alright. It's starting to snow again. Cape Side Abs, Martinez Pier. The ad reads broken window. Tips has windows. Alright. If you had a bag in your hand, perhaps you could collect these bottles and sell them. Damn. Is there a bag somewhere?
This coin-operated viewer is facing southwest. Its coin slot is full of fossilized bubblegum, rendering the machine permanently inaccessible.
Poor little viewer.
The metal feels cold and wet under your palm. It looks unhygienic.
Look inside.
A thick layer of graffito covers the lenses. You spell out the word Onug written on the other side, with N and C scribbled backwards.
Kuno. Alright.
That's Kuno on the lens.
Shift your focus to the background.
Under the graffito, a sea of blues and greys appear. Behind the water lies a coast studded with concrete and reeds. On it, a church on stilts.
Oh, we saw the church.
Lanky, weather-worn wooden planks. An X-shaped cross topping its tower. You know this to be the star of Pericarnassus, or the Cairo.
The Cairo,
The central symbol of the Pericarnassian church. A star, a great moral height to be strived towards.
Nice.
The church looks old and weather-worn. There are no lights in the windows. Around the large wooden building, you see chunks of sea ice gathered on the beach, and a small tent set up on the ice.
Ooh, a tent. Alright, so somebody is living there, question mark? Yeah, what's over there, actually?
This coin-operated viewer is facing south. The instruction manual says to insert 25 centimes and pull the handle while looking inside. Then use the focus knob to zoom in if necessary. Why place a tourist attraction in the middle of such poverty?
I already had the thing about whatever. What's a tourist attraction doing here?
There was a revitalization project in 49. A design studio tried restoring Martinez
that was the thing.
War glory. It didn't stick.
What
They got
happened?
as far as the street lamps and the statue on that intersection. Then something went sour. I suspect that something was Everard Clare, the union leader. He muscled them out. It's how it usually goes around here.
Interesting that a union leader would kind of muscle out people. Can't we do something about it?
We should have done something about the Union 10 years ago. That ship has sailed, officer.
Systemic problems, man. They ain't no joke. Alright. I mean, like I said, it's like 6 p.m. Lonely Commoner and survey the sea, indifferent as indifferent to your approach. Okay, you know what? Actually, I think what we should be doing is going back and looking at the corpse as like the final thing. Because like, we don't have that much more information, and Kim really drove home the point of like, we should be looking at that corpse at some point in time. And it's not gonna get younger or fresher. Ladder for kids, it would hold. Yeah, okay, we had
There
that.
he still is, looking right through you with his white eyes. The body below is entirely dedicated to that corpse smell. Emitting it is all it does now.
I mean, we still have like 3%. We already had that, so.
Activity.
He's about to blow! Cop's gonna blow, Kuno!
Alright, we're gonna try it. Let go of your nose without throwing up.
The ammonia only makes it worse. The combination forces tears out of your ducts. You manage to keep it in once. The second time, not so much. When the vomiting is done, your cheeks are wet with tears.
I'm not sure if there's a way. Spit and say nothing.
Are you okay, officer?
You feel the lieutenant pat you on the back, heavy rhythmic pats.
The weight is reassuring, like a crenel on solid fortification. Pat, pat, pat.
Right.
You're facing tough odds here. It's aggravated further by alcohol withdrawal.
Why can't I keep it in if I've been a cop my whole fucking life?
I've seen captains puke their guts out. It never gets easier. You never get used to the smell. Every Monday is cadaver day. Throw up, investigate. Throw up, initial autopsy. Throw up, bag it.
He pats your back again.
Then drive to the station. Maybe throw up on the way there if you didn't bag the thing tight enough.
You seem to be fine.
I think I've lost my sense of smell.
There's a pause.
A white lie.
Yeah, I mean, I guess some people can stomach it better.
Not being hungover helps too.
This is bullshit. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to be a cop. Ah, it's fine. Can't we do something else? I think I want to solve something else now. Do it without me. I just can't keep it down. Can we literally not do it? Like, I don't get it.
That's probably a good idea. Clear our head. But before we can do that,
He withdraws his hand from the back and looks you in the
you
eye.
need to get your shit together.
Shake your head. No. But I don't want to get my shit together. But my shit already is together. No. Okay.
We should go talk to the locals. Find something else to do while the wind changes. It's pretty bad right now.
You've gained a thought. When this dialogue is over, go to your thought cabinet and internalize it for special bonuses and effects.
Alright, volumetric shit compressor. Your shit is apart and it's rather unbecoming of a cop and a human being. It's supposed to be the opposite of that, together, compressed in a small area. To achieve a solid level of shit compression, squeeze your cheeks together for 30 minutes. Do something similar to the with the two hemispheres of your brain. Talk to people, maybe that will help. Right, third thing to internalize. Let's try that. What is it giving us? Like, what's the... temporary research bonus, non-research time 30 minutes? Okay, I mean, I guess
Give it half an hour. Get yourself together. Then come back and have another go.
Alright, I guess we'll... third time's the charm, I guess. Can we do something about this over here? Or is this still just a blank?
An inconspicuous pile.
No. I mean, we still have, like... Yeah, okay. So, maybe we should be doing that. What is that, perception?
An inconspicuous pile of the roofing material.
How much do we have till the next level up? No, but we all already leveled up, right? Empathy and savoir-faire. So we can't do perception. Unlucky. Alright. I thought we would be able to do something here, but I guess not. I mean, we can go in the back there, but I don't know if we want to.
This Post Lavantorie mail collection box has been heavily vandalized with graffito. A closer inspection reveals 2 bullet holes in the front.
Fuck you, mail delivery box. Oof. Ouch.
There is a hollow, saddened ring as you kick the Lavantorie mail collection
like, for
box.
a second I was afraid it would hurt our health.
In disbelief even.
Oh,
you feel something in your chest. An unnatural pressure. It's spreading to your left arm. Your jaw.
I'm sure it's just heartburn.
No, it's many years of combined self-neglect.
Try to remain conscious.
All you feel is pain and weakness. You have to surrender now. We all do. It gets so dark. You don't even see her face. Like you always thought you would. You only see pain and fear.
Yeah, and with that we're gonna end it. Honestly, we're just gonna end it. I don't even know where I last saved. Holy fuck. This is it. I was Disco Elysium Part 4 with a fantastic end. We've been browsing books all day. We went to the corpse a second time, we vomited a second time, and now we're dead. It's over, the party is fucking over. Oh. What the f-
Those who knew him, he was the heaviest drinker I'd ever met. Captain Ptolemy Price, the deceased superior officer, commented, "That ain't easy on the ticker." He loved his liquor, sure, said Detective Chester McLean, friend and colleague. But I think before he ever had a heart attack, his heart was broken. According to an official statement given by the RCM, the officer was on the brink of solving a murder case.
On the brink. Oh shit, like, little addendum, guys, hello. It's me again. Your favorite psychological YouTuber. I kind of replayed that because that was the last save point I had. And I actually had a success in trauma when I was trying to convince her. I was like, hopefully I don't succeed. And I just fucking succeeded. Nah, I mean, I'm gonna do it anyway, right? Ma'am, I came here to help. I've handled paranatural situations before.
Are you sure? Don't think I haven't seen charlatans before.
Oh, but I'm a very special kind of charlatan. I sense the psychic emanations from afar. The sleeper beyond calls out. Returned from the void. Paradetective from a long line of paradetectives.
You're no paradetective. You look nothing like one. And you're clearly a drinker. Pardon me for being so blunt, but...
You look like one. The lieutenant keeps his usual stony calm. He silently picks out his notebook. Go ahead then. Rock her world, he thinks. I'll compose some notes.
Kim is looking at. Admit I've had my share of drinks, but only because the spectral aim is parapsychologically taxing. You see, it's necessary to drink the spirits in order to contact the void. No. The first one.
How do you know all this?
Here we go.
Your wards brought me here in the first place. The Semini's blood also runs through me. I'm the Void Revenant. I have the powers to de-bad all the bad energy. I don't think she would buy that. Number 1.
You're part Simonese. Oh, it means our meeting couldn't have been mere chance. The hand of fate guides us. But I am not the only one at risk. I have to think of my daughter. You are certain you can help us? Keep us safe? I can't allow any collateral damage to hit us.
No problem whatsoever. Your family is safe. The Phantoms are no match for me. Just ask my partner Kim. He'll vouch for me. The lieutenant mumbles in minor confusion. He has not been listening closely enough. You've put him on the spot.
Certainly so, ma'am. I can assure you my partner is eminent in this particular field.
If you promise, good officer, then you might be our last hope. Do you swear it?
Hand on your heart, on my honor. Actually, I'm not really feeling the vibe anymore. The psychic force has left me. No, on my honor.
Thank you, sir. There's one more thing I haven't told you about yet. The entity.
What the fuck is the entity?
Do not act surprised. You know of these things, sire.
Of course, the entity. Close your eyes, for I have sensed its presence.
You have? The entity takes the form of a woman, a witch probably. I've suspected that she must be connected to the curse ever since I first saw her. Did you know that she lives inside the chimney?
The chimney, the passage between heaven and hell, of course. No, chimneys aren't big enough for that.
No, this chimney is part of the building's central furnace, and it's enormous. She has barricaded herself behind some metal security curtains. God knows what she's doing there.
She's probably dead, but let's not tell her that.
Some unnatural magic, I assume. You should go find the entity and ask what happened to all the companies in the building. What is the source of this curse? Here's the key to the warded door behind the curtains. Take it. Oh, and please do return to me after you've looked round. I'm quite anxious to know what she has to say about the curse. What you discover in there.
Unbelievable darkness and ruin.
No doubt.
What you discover? Probably just some office space. Don't be scared.
I love how Inland Empire and Logic are just like on two different sides. They're like, oh, the supernatural, and Logic is like, no, just books. I had a few more questions about no. We'll do this.
Advanced race theory.
And yeah, we're not gonna, like, right, we're gonna speed through it. We already had that. Thank you very much. Advanced race theory. And we have the investigation. Right, so here's how we're gonna do this. We got the investigation, yay, right? We could have gotten it through another means, I feel. But we got it like this now. We go outside, we do exactly what we did before, right? But this time we save.
Hello, sir. How is the investigation going? Found any curses yet?
Yeah, I found a way into the doomed commercial area.
Oh, that's great! I hope exciting adventures lie ahead. And maybe you can help Mother become less afraid.
We're working on it, Annette. Don't you worry. But first, let's not kick any post boxes this time. And I guess let's hurl our brains out again.
There he still is, looking right through the ammonia. Oh, the second time, not so much. When the vomiting is done, your cheeks are wet with tears.
I think I don't want to be a cop
Get a
anymore.
hold of yourself.
The weight is reassuring, like a crenel on solid fortification. Pat, pat, pat.
I've seen strong men turn themselves inside out for hours. You are facing tough odds here. Alcohol withdrawal makes it considerably harder. That's probably a good idea. You need to get your shit together.
Okay.
We should go talk to the locals.
You've gained a...
Give it half an hour. Get yourself...
Yeah, and we'll do volumetric shit compressor. Alright, and I guess this is where we end it for today. When we are done next time around, we still need to make money somehow. No idea how. But we're gonna move probably... Let me just get the map up for a second. Journal map. We're probably gonna move down here and see if we can do something over here. Right? Find some money or something. And if not, like, I don't know, 8 o'clock or something, we're gonna turn in and see if maybe Guard is being very, very gracious with us. But we don't know. I can't imagine getting enough money to actually pay him. Although we could maybe just talk to him, but I don't know. Right, that is Disco Elysium. Yeah, that's about it. I don't know how I do this. Maybe I'll do this actually in the beginning of the next episode. Just tag this video on, right? So we have it. So you know what happened. It's possible that I can tag it onto the stream, but then I would have to download the stream and upload it, right? Render it, upload it again. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but we'll do it somehow. See you next time.